So we creator in the modern age of artificial intelligence. So that would be the flow of the discussion, and more and more things will be coming up. So he is an entrepreneur by nature, and he has had stints of many years where he has led companies in terms of creating companies and then buying off companies. I think the last acquisition that he has made is with Anurag Batra Group, which was with Business World. So he took it over, and now Business World is not just Business World, the magazine. There are multiple other things that are there apart from Business World. So, sir, welcome on board. Thank you for coming over to New Delhi World Book Fair. Thank you, sir. Sir, what we would request to understand from you as an entrepreneur during these years, how has been the journey in the media space and what are the transitions that you have seen over the years?
Thank you for the kind introduction. You know, I must tell you, books are my passion. I keep saying that whatever little I've achieved is because of my parents' blessings, my wife's luck, and more importantly, because I read more books than anyone I know in my young age. So I'm very happy to be at the book fair. Uh, Thanks to you, I ended up coming here, spent 15 minutes. I also started India's largest business lit fest. It's called IBLF. We haven't done it this year, and we did it in 10 cities last year. So I'm a book. I keep buying books. I'm not able to read all the books, so I get excited about seeing books. So I think in an era of digital, in the era of everyone busy on their phones, uh, books are a very good medium to be able to lean back and gain knowledge. We are doing this on a day which is very auspicious from an Indian spiritual religious, which is the Saraswati. Uh, you know, we celebrate this day to give Vasant Panchami, to give obeisance to Goddess Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, wisdom. So I think in an era, we have all the tools. We have technology, we have artificial intelligence, but the wisdom comes from reading books, from writing. It has been proven scientifically, people though who write, their brains develop better. Their ability to think. We live in an era of design thinking. Design thinking will happen when there is thinking. Books stimulate that thinking. They give you wisdom. They give you companionship. And trust me, when Nandini ji is there, she comes to my home and office. Like I have like humongous amount of books. I'm not able to read all of them, but I do read a book a week. There was a time I used to read a book a week, day, and so I just want to say that I'm happy to be here. The reading can make you successful, it can make you knowledgeable, it can make you empathetic. Because in the era of artificial intelligence, we have everything at the tap, not empathy. You grow when you have empathy. Empathy comes from experiences. Experiences come from reading books. And you know, in life, it is not the most rich person, good looking person, powerful person that is relevant. It's the most well-read person who becomes an interesting person who's relevant. So if you want to stay relevant, read a lot. Luckily, my daughter, I have two children. I have a daughter, she's almost 20. I have a son who's almost 16. My son doesn't read that much. He plays tabla. My son's name is Prasan. My daughter's name is Prarthana. So Prarthana wrote a book when she was 16. She's writing her second book and she can compete with me in buying books. I still win, but she's close, right? So I think to look at the number of stalls, look at the imprints being done. Today, more and more books are being published, more and more books are being read. There is also a study which says that if 10,000 books are sold, only 20% books are read. A lot of people buy books for gifting, so they keep. I mean, I remember buying a Kindle within the month that came. Prasna was possibly 12. I gifted her one. She's 20 now. But I don't use the Kindle. I like reading, physical books. There is certain enjoyment. But as long as you're consuming content, you're interested because we spend too much time on our digital devices. So the least I want to do is to be able to lean into a book. I have taken book reading holidays. I want to go out with 20, 30 books and said I want to read them. So I think you're talking about a person who gets excited about reading, whether it's books, it's magazines, whatever it is.
Thank you, Mr. Batra, for an enlightening start. But what we now would like to know as an entrepreneur, how has been the journey in the publishing industry of the last 30 odd years? If I'm
No,
not
I've
wrong.
been in the industry for last 24 years.
24 years.
24th has started, 23 plus. So, I have a very unusual journey to entrepreneurship or media. I didn't go to a media school or a journalism school or a publishing course. I did what most Indians do at my age when I was growing up. I went to an engineering school. Then I was lucky enough to go to a business school. I went to MBI. I'm from the first batch of MBA from MBI. So really, I worked for 5 years, and I started Exchange for Media to build a B2B marketplace for buying and selling of media time and space. This was in 2000. I was a little ahead of time. I was 28 and a half then, and for the first 3.5 years, we tried building a B2B exchange, a marketplace where media could be traded, media, advertising. Then we started a newsletter on the business of advertising marketing media to popularize our. It became the homepage in next 1-2 years.
I think so it was Impact, if I'm not
Yeah, so our weekly is Impact. It still comes out. Our monthly is called Pitch, Real Estate Magazine. And then 10 plus years back, I acquired Business World. It was a 33-year-old brand at that time. We're in the 44th year now. It's a venerable business editorial product. So I've been very lucky. But I must tell you that Exchange for Media, the original idea was to build a marketplace. We still haven't built that. After 23 years of being in the business, we are the homepage of everybody in marketing, advertising, media. You can look at exchangeformedia.com, which is the 23rd year of the site being published. For the 15th year, we have a Hindi site called samacharformedia.com. And I'm not in the business of publishing. I'm in the business of building communities. So we have the largest advertising, marketing, media, communication community. Because advertisers read us, we are relevant. Uh, so we do websites, we have exchangeformedia.com, samacharformedia.com, Impact on Net, Pitch on Net, realityplusmac.com. But we also bring out magazines. So we are not in the magazine space, website space. We do about 75 events in the advertising, marketing, media domain. But we're not in the event space. We're in the community space. We're in the business of creating content and through a platform disseminating. So I think we built a community which is B2B, which is number one. And then I acquired Business World, which is B2C. And it took me 6-7 years to get to where I wanted to.
I think so. My next question was around Business World. What was the pivot that you thought you would take at around that time to get into business?
Life is good, but life also moves at its own pace, whatever be your plans. So I bought Business World. It was loss making. I thought I'd turn it around in 6 months, but it took me 6.5 years. It's a lot of money, a lot of efforts, lots of energy. I wanted to build, because Exchange for Media started in digital. I have a long way to go in Business World while we achieved profitability, while we built 27 B2B and B2C verticals. For example, if anybody is in the hospitality domain, we have bwhotelier.com, which is the number one site for hospitality professionals. We have BW Legal World, and ultimately we're building marketplaces. Hopefully by next year we would have built a community for publishers, book publishers and book publishing. The community's 6 pillars are content, editorial content. Second is news that is insights for the community. Third is events. Fourth is data and insight. Fifth is doing activities which bring the community together, networking forums. And sixth is building a marketplace, creating commerce. So we doing that. And we have a long way to go. This year I'd like to launch a full-fledged Business World video OTT. Right? So there's a long way to go. Life is always work in progress.
So one more thing is this year's New Delhi World Book Fair talks about multilingualism. So what is your take on that and how do you want to promote
सी
that?
मेरी तो हिंदी की सुदृढ़ है, मेरी मदर हिंदी की साहित्यकार है। और जब मैं छोटा था तो 8-10 साल का था तो हमारे घर में धर्मयुग आता था। कईयों को हो सकता है पता है धर्म क्या हो, आपको पता होगा सर, हो सकता है इन बच्चों को भी पता हो। बट धर्मयुग पढ़ता था, आई यूज्ड टू रीड इलस्ट्रेटेड वीकली ऑफ इंडिया। तो छोटा था तो नंदन भी पढ़ता था, चंपक भी पढ़ता था। बट मेरे पास 20-30 मैगजीन होती थी तब, क्योंकि मेरे माँ बाप पढ़ते थे तो मैं भी पढ़ता। अभी भी मेरे को कहीं भी मैगजीन दिखती है तो मैं उठा लेता। You know, I may be able to read it, may not be, but I'm greedy about magazines and books. So I just want to say that exchange for media जब पॉपुलर हुआ 5-6 साल हो गए, मैंने इमीडिएटली समाचार4media.com स्टार्ट किया, बिकॉज हिंदी पत्रकारिता इतना बड़ा सरोकार है और हिंदी भाषा में जो कनेक्ट होता है, जो एक जुड़ाव होता है, वो हर इंसान अपनी भाषा में पढ़ना चाहता है। Similarly, in business world, we launched Business World Hindi last year. Ideally, at some stage, I'd like to, today there is artificial intelligence. I'd like to launch, it is easy to convert text into video, audio. Also, AI is getting better and better. So the translation is more contextual. वो संदर्भ खराब नहीं करती है, क्योंकि पहले 2 साल पहले exact translation है। और you know that people watch content in their language, they engage in their languages. So हिंदी भाषी, और अभी 10 दिन दुबई में था, वहाँ पे चैट जीपीटी जैसी कंपनी का लॉन्च हुआ, उसका नाम है आस्क क्यूएक्स। और क्यूएक्स ग्लोबल इज कॉल्ड आस्क क्यूएक्स, यू कैन डाउनलोड इट। उसकी खासियत यह है कि वो हिंदी भाषा में है। तो क्योंकि अगर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के लिए डेटा सेट्स चाहिए होते हैं टू रन, तो वो उन्होंने हिंदी भाषाओं में हिंदी भाषा
मल्टीलिंगुअलिज्म में अभी कंजम्पशन जो हो रही है मीडिया की कंजम्पशन या कंजम्पशन ऑफ रीडरशिप, उसकी करीब 60 से 70% उसी पे है, और जो एक्स्ट्रा है वो हमारी इंग्लिश पे जाती है या हिंदी पे जाती है।
देखिए आपको हर चीज को ना कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखना पड़ेगा, कि पर्सपेक्टिव से देखना पड़ेगा कि इंग्लिश में। देखिए, आई वेंट टू अ कॉन्वेंट स्कूल, आई स्टार्टेड स्पीकिंग इंग्लिश, बट मेरी हिंदी भी अच्छी, मैं हिंदी पढ़ता हूँ, मैं हिंदी की पत्रिकाएं पढ़ता था, लेकिन बिकॉज माय नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस इज इन इंग्लिश प्राइमरी and the decision makers are in English, so English has a certain value. The right wrong मैं उस डिबेट में नहीं चाहूँगा। हिंदी की ग्रोथ किसी के एक्सपेंस पे नहीं होनी चाहिए, जिसको जिसने पढ़ना पढ़े। सिमिलरली हिंदी भाषा है, चाहे आप गुजराती लीजिए, तमिल लीजिए, बांग्ला लीजिए, you know the reason QX grow, you can look at Ask QX, it can convert anything in any language. You can, for example, if you're in a city और आप कैब ले रहे हैं, आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिखिए, वो उसको टैक्सी ड्राइवर के लिए उसकी लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट करो। इवन सर्चेस, you know, artificial intelligence gives you can do it in your language, you don't need to know Hindi or English. Chat GPT is in English. I think भारत हिंदी भाषा है, हिंदी भाषा हिंदी, उसके बाद तमिल, कन्नड़, तेलुगु, मलयालम, बंगाली, गुजराती। तो अगर हमें रियली लोगों को लिटरेट बनाना है इन भाषाओं की, और आप इंडियन लैंग्वेज में वर्नाकुलर वर्ड को यूज ही नहीं करना। वर्नाकुलर का मीनिंग है दिस लैंग्वेज ऑफ द स्लेव, बट आई से इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस। लुक एट मलयालम मनोरमा, लुक एट मातृभूमि, उनकी रीडरशिप और उनकी वेबसाइट्स की रीडरशिप आज भी, अगर कोई मलयाली काम करता है दुबई में या कब है, दे रीड मातृभूमि और मलयालम मनोरमा फर्स्ट, या एक गुजराती काम करता है तो गुजरात समाचार पढ़ता है, या
बंगाल में आनंद गुजरात
पत्रिका पढ़ते हैं। ऐसे तो हर एक, या चित्रलेखा पढ़ते, जो भी है, जो भी। तो जो भाषा कंजप्शन है वो तो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, उसमें कोई, you know, people naturally converse in their language. Their first language of conversation is their parents, with their mom and dad. Correct. So I think what we need is more technological tools, more books, and it shouldn't be either or. You can have no 8 languages, 10 languages. I fortunately or unfortunately only know 2 English, but because I'm a Punjabi, my parents speak Punjabi. I know a little bit of Punjabi. My father can write in Urdu, can speak in Urdu. He's 85. because he was born in the undivided India. और उर्दू एक बहुत अच्छी जुबान है, बहुत ही प्यारी जुबान है. एक उर्दू का अपना मजा है जो किसी और मैं मेरे एक दोस्त है वो पाकिस्तान में इज द ओनर ऑफ द चंदू. उनका उनके ग्रैंडफादर ने जंग दिल्ली में शुरू किया था, फिर उनके फादर चेयरमैन है और वो उनका नाम है मीर इकबाल रहमान. उनकी बेटी पैदा हुई 8 साल पहले, तो उन्होंने उसका नाम रखा आशा. तो तब मैंने रिसर्च की, फारसी में, हिंदी में, उर्दू में आशा का मतलब एक ही है. और तो कहीं पीछे इन भाषाओं का मैं एक्सपर्ट नहीं, कहीं जुड़ाव है देवनागरी, बहुत कॉमनैलिटी. As I said, I'm not an expert, but I figured out Asha means the same in all these languages. So if you really want more books to be read, the big titles that come out in either business, non-fiction, or in fiction, they have to be one, affordable. The pricing has to be low. Second, they have to be in Indian languages.
Coming to the discussion topic, one thing that we would like to know from your end is that how do you think artificial intelligence is impacting the job sector currently?
See, every now and then technology comes and it upgrades the toolkit a human being has. So of course, it is impacting the content space a lot. आपको ट्रांसलेटर बुक चाहिए होते हैं हमारे बिजनेस में बुक को. अब जो बेसिक ट्रांसलेशन करते हैं उनको कुछ और स्किल्स डेवलप करना पड़ेगा. In every business, you will have to upgrade yourself. Great. Technology is here to say, so it will eliminate jobs, but it will also create a new set of jobs to be able to look at data, to be able to. So yes, it will change jobs. It will take away some jobs, but it will also create. It will also make us productive. It will also help. अभी Google का $70 billion का advertising business, अब Google search it gives you an approximate answer. With artificial intelligence, you get a real answer, a specific answer. So it helps human being, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in.
So what you are saying is AI will enable growth somewhere.
Yes, but it will take away the base jobs in some time. I mean, there is a term called singularity, which basically means that human beings have a certain capability, machines will have the same capability, and it is predicted that singularity will happen by 2034. But the way technology is moving, I think singularity will happen much before. I don't know when. Could be 3 years, could be 7 years. And Nabi, India and the current government must be applauded for the work they've done in the digital public infrastructure, UPI, CoWIN, ONDC. India has said that we'll invest in artificial intelligence. It has started well, but in artificial intelligence, as a country, we will have to invest billions of dollars. We also need talent of a certain quality that goes over to Silicon Valley.
Yeah, India is already a part of the GPA forum.
Yeah, but we as a country will have to do, because whoever wins the artificial intelligence race, so to say, will dominate the world. And with the current leadership that we have and our ability to build digital public infrastructure and use it as a soft tool by deploying it across the world, we are enhancing India's credibility in soft power across the world. So in artificial intelligence, we should be able to retain our talent to work on artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is about three things. It's about talent, it's about money, because you need huge computing power, and you need to research. IBM has spent $1 trillion on research.
I think the people are working on quantum.
Yes, the quantum computing will change the way. As you know, quantum computing is not binary. That's why, so really India can take, like India has leapfrog in many areas, it can leapfrog in this area. But artificial intelligence is like a tool. It's like a mobile phone. It's like social media. It's like electricity. You use it for your good. Of course, there are negative aspects of phone. People spend too much time, eyesights are getting weak, they're not into conversations, they're consuming content, children, they should be. So artificial intelligence is like that. It has pros and cons.
Now, just to add, I understand that we have some more things to do, but since you come from the media fraternity, how do you think the traditional media, which has been there for so long, from print to broadcast to radio and all these people, and they have been there established and now they have become elephants in itself, how will they pivot with the
Yesterday was the World Radio Day. and I was at the radio festival organized by the UN. And अब 40 साल से रेडियो की डिवाइस की खबर चला रही है, रेडियो खत्म होने वाला है। अब हम सब तो रेडियो सुन के बड़े हुए, किताबें पढ़ के बड़े हुए, अखबार पढ़ के बड़े हुए। First of all, what I said, media is not in the business of newspaper or news channels or websites. We're in the business of news. We're in the business of content and brand. We will manifest ourselves in every format. So you see, let's take the example of New York Times, Washington Post. They're the most successful newspapers, but they're the largest paid website, subscription plus premium. So Indian newspaper owners and professionals and publishers and editors are also moving that. So I think we will keeping up with the times. We are remodeling ourselves, making us relevant, and there is a certain credibility that we have.
And what is your take on deep fakes that are coming across with artificial intelligence?
That is a challenge. We had fake news, now we have deep fake, and it can tarnish someone's reputation for 6 hours, 10 hours till it's detected. And the beauty about deep fake, it looks like real. So I'm sure as we go along, in every domain, in every field, if there are tools that are for negatives, then there are enough tools that come up which will tell you in 10 seconds that it is deep fake. So that's the beauty about technology. I think over a period of time, human beings will learn to differentiate between what is fake, what is deep fake. I don't believe everything that comes on my WhatsApp. I've learned it in the last 7 years. Don't believe everything that comes from there. So I think as our consciousness grows towards this, as the tools to be able to detect them grows, we'll be able to deal with it.
So, as since you're a business owner in itself in the media sector, and since you come from that sector and that domain, what are the kind of regulatory reforms that you're kind of seeing over a period of time that the government might be coming up with, and which you are getting prepared or adhering towards that? If I may say.
See, government has made a lot of regulations. It's a progressive government, but every government wants to control the media. Right now, the social media or digital is growing. So I think we understand our responsibility both to our readers and viewers. We also understand our responsibility to the nation. But at the same time, sometimes there are new players which have agendas. There are new players which don't keep the national interest. So some of the rules have been brought in to check them. For example, in the new IPC, there is a section which says if you do paid news, you're liable for certain things.
Even the new IT law that will be coming
Sure.
in force, that also is.
Yeah, because what happens is the defamation laws in India are weak. So people get away with sometimes individuals also, influencers. Now, influencers, we saw Poonam Pandey thing. Today, the business world, we are publishing the story, how it was done by a medical pharma company so that it could sell its drugs. And there is surrogate, there is no advertising allowed in pharma. So sometimes influencers have to be more responsible. Regulation has two aspects. One is the aspect to be able to have a certain decorum rules so that the civil society is not harmed and the national interests are not harmed. Second, it is also because in the past there have been transgressions by certain individuals to check that. So I think regulation and systems are good, but they should be done in consultation with the industry and through be progressive in nature and start with a position that the fraternity and the community can be trusted. By and large, the responsible publisher, responsible professional, just because one or two are, every business has one or two bad apples or operators. You can't penalize everyone. And entrepreneurship, I think, is the best time in India to be an entrepreneur. There's opportunity in every sector. You can be an author and still make a living, become an influencer. I went to MBI, Gurjoy Datta is my much junior from MBI. I have Sachin Garg, who is also an MBI junior, they chose to be authors. You can be in any domain. India has tremendous opportunity, the accelerator. But entrepreneurship is a lot of hard work. Entrepreneurship is about three things: self-belief, taking responsibility, and third, trade-offs. As a young person, either you can party, sleep, not be lazy, or you can take a risk. And when you're an entrepreneur, even if your venture doesn't succeed, maybe your second, third venture will succeed. And I keep saying, there's nothing called failure. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So it will make you a better person if you learn. So I would encourage everybody to be an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurship is tough.
So coming to entrepreneurship, since we have talked about entrepreneurship for so long, how would you say, or if there is a billboard of you somewhere, maybe in India or somewhere, what would be your tagline?
It is very difficult to talk about yourself, but I would say never give up. That's my tagline. Second is, I believe I'm blessed. So I believe everything will work out. God will help me. If you are positive, I mean, there's a Harvard study. People who are positive see positive things. There's this famous study. Somebody was given a magazine, and they were asked to find out job opportunity. Most people found 13 to 15 opportunities, but the more positive people who actually did well in life spotted an ad which said 1500 job opportunities, but the others did. So life is about trade-offs, it's putting in hard work. Focus is very important. Whatever you focus in life will grow. So give your time and attention to the right things, believe in yourself, uh, and work hard. It may, in the era of technology, everybody's become very dependent on technology, but something I want to change. It's your focus and hard work and your belief in yourself that will help you grow.
Take you forward. That's the idea. So have you visited the New Delhi World Book Fair before?
Yes, many years. Except maybe the last year I come here every year.
Okay.
When my kids were small, I would bring them.
So any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see next year?
I have not thought about it. I would say we should market it more aggressively so that we get more people. The rest is fantastic.
I'm sure we'll talk about that, and that is one of our discussions that we'll carry forward. Anyone? Now we are open to questions. If there are any from the people in the audience, they can put up their hands. Yes, please.
You need the mic.
You need the mic.
So, sir, myself Ananya, and I am myself pursuing journalism only. I would like to know this thing from you that as the artificial intelligence is coming, do you think it's going to take over the jobs of the anchors and everyone?
See, you can, if you write up, see, these days, like students are writing papers, but all 20 students in US are using AI. The one that has original thinking may win. So there is always space for original thinking. AI is a tool. So answer is no. As long as creative, you have a point of view, you have domain expertise, you will always do it.
Many channels have started using that.
Yes, that is, I said lower translation job, lower end jobs will go. So that's why become an expert. But there'll be enough jobs. The role of content in every business is growing. So there are enough jobs, don't worry.
Okay, so we'll take one more question because Dr. Batra.
Gentlemen there, I have to reach somewhere.
Yeah.
Already it's one.
हेलो सर, एक ही सवाल था। एआई के थ्रू हम कंटेंट में काम तो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हाउ अबाउट द स्टाइल?
Yeah. So again, you're right. That is individuality. You read certain writer because of a certain style of writing. Even as authors, there are guys who are fanatic. Followers of certain authors in their series. That is where individuality comes in. That's where uniqueness comes in. So as long as you have something unique to say, you say it uniquely, you have unique content, you have a personality, or you have something important to say, new to say, there will always be an audience. So ऐसा नहीं कि AI से कि जो writers हैं, they're writing their experiences, and some of them will be new. It's how you write. As I said, everybody will use AI, so that's a leveler. अब उसके ऊपर आप क्या build कर पाते हैं ये आपके ऊपर.
I think so that would be it. If there are any other questions, you can take.
My email is anuragbatrayo@gmail.com, anuragbatra@gmail.com, or anurag.batra@businessworld.in. You can follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, so you can reach out to me. All the best. I think I'll go. Thank you. You did a great job. God bless you.
Thank you to Dr. Batra. I think that is a round of applause, sir. So we take it over from here, sir. Thank you. Thank you.